Hey guys, welcome back to the Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD walkthrough. This is part D of Chapter 7. So, our next destination is 2 sectors to the west on Horseshoe Island. You want to stop at the platforms there. So these platforms are, again, a little bit different, but they're pretty much the same thing. First up, you want to destroy the cannons, just as always. And there are some Cargaroks here, so if you still haven't gotten the golden feathers, you can go ahead and do that. So you won't get anything for destroying the cannons on the platforms, but I also recommend taking out the Cargaroks with your cannon, because otherwise they'll give you a heck of a time getting up the ladders. But each platform up on the platform has a switch that you can press that will make a treasure chest appear on the other platform. It's quite annoying, but there's some good treasure here, so. So after you've taken care of all the obstacles, you can go ahead and get out. Also, there are some sea hats around here, if you remember from our last time when we were at Horseshoe Isle. There are also bokoblins here, so make sure you grab joy pendants if you haven't gotten the 40 that you need yet. Or at very least the 20. Then you can step on the switch to make a treasure chest appear on the other end. Also, if you're in need of magic or any other supplies, there are some on the deck of the platforms. So the switch on the southernmost platform will reveal a chest that contains treasure chart number 43, which is actually kind of annoying because now we just passed Outset Island, and that treasure chart the treasure chart refers to a treasure that is on Outset Island. So our next destination right after getting this is going to be going east 1 sector to Outset Island to pick up that treasure. Also, this is treasure chart number 43, so note that this is not in the GameCube version. I would assume that in the GameCube version there is just 100 rupees in the chest, or something similar, maybe a piece of heart, because they did change that up a little bit. Again, I can add an annotation at this point for you guys, so. Then when you step on a switch on the northern platform, the treasure chest on the other side contains a golden feather, which is really good if you still need golden feathers for the golden feather side quest. Remember, you need 20 of those. Back in part B of this chapter, I went ahead and gave those to the Rito guy that was looking for them. So like I said before, our next destination is East 1 sector. So head back to Outset Island and pick up the treasure we just got. this treasure, I think I mentioned it earlier, but this treasure contains 100 rupees, which we will be putting to use in this video. So next destination is west 1 sector, back to Horseshoe Island again, because now there's a treasure we can pick up there. Also, since it's been a couple of days since I gave the Rito guy the golden feathers, the post box is now jiggling, so I decided to grab heart piece 26. So this is heart piece number 26. I know it's a little bit out of order here in the videos, but it's the 28th one that I got, but it is heart piece number 26, at least for this walkthrough. So now we're going to be going on a small treasure hunt as we go up the left side of the Great Sea towards Forsaken Fortress. Although we can't go into Forsaken Fortresses into their domain yet. But what you want to do, and I've sped this up, is to head, so after Horseshoe Island you go north 1 sector to, or north 2 sectors, sorry, to Needle Rock Island for 200 rupees, then north a second sector for Three-Eyed Reef for heart piece number 29, then north another sector to Western Ferry Island. Also, on the Western Ferry Island sector, there is a platform, which I do not do in the video because it contains a skull necklace that I'm not going to need. So if you need skull necklaces, you can go to Western Ferry Island and do the platform there. After going to Western Ferry Island, then we sail to Star Island from there, which is north 2 sectors and east 1 sector. So once you're in the Star Island sector, you're going to want to look out for the platform, because that's what we want next. So this platform only contains a spoil item, but I decided to keep this one in the walkthrough because it's a spoil item that you might not have a ton of. It's a golden feather again. So same as all the other platforms, go ahead and bomb the crap out of their cannons, head up, kill the bokoblins, take their joy pendants if you need them, although at this point, if you've been taking joy pendants, there's no way you'd need these ones. But you should have, with all the Cargaroks and all the golden feathers we've gotten lately, you should have enough to do the 20 golden feathers, as long as you got some back in Forest Haven. That's another great place to grind for them if you want them, because any P hat will give you a golden feather. My guess too would be that C hats also give golden feathers, so there's a bunch at Horseshoe Island if you want to go on the main part of the island. I'm not 100% sure that C hats do, but it's something that's worth checking out and worth trying on your own. So after you defeat the Bokoblins here and grab your golden feather, if you even need it. If you don't need it, you can just skip this and head straight to the island itself, because now that we have bombs, there is another secret cave we can tackle. And of course another sunken treasure for 200 more rupees. Also, in this area of the sea near Forsaken Fortress, there are barrels and exploding, I guess, powder keg barrels. You want to watch out for these because, especially if you're using the Swift Sail, they'll knock you off your boat and you'll be pretty far behind. You'll see it happen a little bit later in this video. I was not paying attention. I was looking at my notes and came out of nowhere and hit me, but you'll see it. I'll point it out when we get there. So after picking this treasure up, you can head to the main island. Notice there is a Korok here, another one, with a withering tree, so you can remember this spot for later. Or not, I mean you're watching the walkthrough, so you don't really need to. Pull out your bombs and head to the, I guess this would be the westernmost rock on the island. I think it's the westernmost rock, yeah. The westernmost rock on the island, and you can drop down. So it's another one of these fighting caves that I think we saw back in Chapter 5. So to start out, there are three Magtails here. You want to kill these guys, you don't need to stun them, so I would recommend using parry attacks against them. After you defeat them, then a couple blue Bokoblins come out. Easy enough to beat. You can go ahead and take their joy pendants if you have not done so. Or if you don't have the 40, that is. Or at very least the 20. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's important that you get the 20 because it is required. The Cabana Deed is, in fact, required to beat the game. So after you defeat the green Bokoblins that come out after the blue ones, a couple Moblins will come out. So these Moblins you are going to want to use your grappling hook on and snag their skull necklaces, even though they drop them pretty much, I mean it's not a 100% drop I don't think, but it's pretty close to 100% of the time they'll drop them. So after dealing with 4 Moblins earlier in the chapter, 2 should be just fine. Just remember that you have your boomerang, you can use bombs and other things, although I think the boomerang is the most effective toy to defeat Moblins with. It's my favorite anyways. Also remember your parry attack, which should aid you in defeating the 2 of them. Once you've defeated them, a chest will appear and you can open it for heart piece number 30. So next we'll be collecting quite a bit more treasure, and I sped that up for your viewing pleasure, of course. So once you get back to the King of Red Lions, you want to head east 1 sector to Northern Fairy Isle, grab the treasure that's there. Then south to the island where we played the ship sinking minigame, and grab the treasure there. And then west to Mother and Child Islands and grab the treasure there. And then south to Spectacle Island is the name of the place where we played the ship sinking minigame. When you're by Mother and Child Island, also make sure to watch out for the cyclone that's nearby, because there's nothing you can do about it right now, and it'll just end up hurting you, throwing you somewhere in the middle of the Great Sea. Then you want to head down to Rockspire Island, that's what it is, and go ahead and get off at the main island. There's a few things we can do here. No treasure, unfortunately, but there's a few things we can collect. So first you want to time bomb so that you can blow up the rocks on each of the little cliffs there. And you might fall down a few times, but it's not a big deal. Just make sure that you time it right. For some reason, bombs in this game have a pretty big blast radius, so you do have to watch out for that a little bit. Once you do blow all the rocks up, you can go to the last platform, and there is a secret cave there. So this cave, what you want to do is grab the sticks that are in the pot there, light the torches, or light the stick and then light the torches, which will reveal that there are a lot of keys in here. So put your boomerang to work here. It's probably the best way. I tried using quick spins, but since there's a Z-axis here, it's not always the best. If you just kind of throw your boomerang while LR targeting, or sorry, ZR targeting, ZL or LZ targeting, that's what I was, it's L targeting in the GameCube version. Once you defeat them all, a treasure chest will appear for treasure chart number 37. So the boomerang's definitely the way to go there. Then, if you remember Beetle's letter from earlier in the game, he said that on Rockspire Island they have special sales. An empty bottle, a piece of heart, and a treasure chart. So we're going to go and buy those now. Hopefully you've been getting all those rupees, because you are going to need 2,350 rupees to buy all of them. Yeah, Beetle's making a lot of money off of us, but luckily, as I do in the video, you should have around 3,000, 2,800 to 3,000 if you've been getting all the treasures that I have in the walkthrough. If you don't have this money now, don't worry. This Beetle ship will always be there selling the stuff, so it's not a huge deal. It's not like you're locked out of it from the game if you don't get it within a certain time period or whatever. So the treasure chart that you get is treasure chart number 4, and the heart piece we get is heart piece number 31. Now there's just 2 more things for us to do, and then we're done with this long chapter. So yeah, 4 videos, this one. So still in the Rockspire sector, a little bit south of the island there are 2 cannon ships. So what we want to do is blow them up, and if you didn't know this before, what you can do is after you blow up a cannon ship, you can go over where you blew them up and pull up treasure. Usually it's 50 rupees to 100 rupees, but these guys are special. The first guy, the closest one to the island, has 100 rupees, but the cannon ship farthest away has Piece of Heart number 32. Yeah, this is one of the most elusive pieces of heart, in my opinion, in the game. When I was playing the game 100%, this was the last one that I found, because I didn't realize that these ships could carry pieces of heart. So yeah, if you are missing this one, I completely understand. But luckily I'm here to show you guys where to go for it. So one more place to sail now. We want to sail east 1 sector to Tingle Island. There we can pick up 1 more treasure for 200 more rupees, although for the rest of the game we won't be using rupees much more. Just for a little bit for the main quest, but still, we don't need a ton for that. There's also the trading side quest where we'll be using, well, a few rupees, but by the end of the game you should be pretty maxed out. So rupees, however, are fuel for your magic armor, so remember that. Rupees are never useless completely in the game. And with that, that is the end of the chapter. So I hope you guys had a great time going around the Great Sea and collecting stuff, but next time we'll get back to the main quest and find out what all those pearls can do for us. So I will meet you guys back at Outset Island. You can start the next chapter from wherever you want, but I figure that's the best way just in case people wanted to skip this chapter. So I will see you guys then. You